Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hope you can hear me over the wind. Right, we're off into Gibraltar today and talk a bit more about this Colombia tour that's coming up, allegedly. I was hoping it wouldn't be quite this windy. And I've got to go right into Gibraltar today, so I thought I'd do a bit of filming across the runway and show you what the British territory, the British side of the border is like. Well, the wind's dropped a bit just here. I thought it'd be worse here. And it's quite boring walking in. So I thought you guys could keep me company while I'm doing the long walk. We do this walk all the time because a lot of people said, oh, what a long way to go for some butter and bleach. It's not actually. When we were living in Brighton Marina, it actually took longer to walk from the boat to Asda, which is in Brighton Marina, than it does for me to walk from here to Eroski. We're going a lot further than that. We're going all the way up to John Mackintosh Square, it's called. You can look it up on Google Maps. And that's where the Parliament is. You know, where all the MPs, I think they call them members of Parliament in Gib. I'm pretty sure they do. And I think there's about 14 of them. You wouldn't think for such a small place, but each area is split into different districts. And there's no queue today for the cars. It's Wednesday, and this is quite unusual, especially for August. I've noticed this. Look at that. You'd think it was a Sunday, wouldn't you? Is this still recording? I think it is. Normally this would be backlogged all the way back to the Hong Kong Walk. It just goes to show they can turn it on and off like a tap whenever they want. And believe me, they do turn it off till it's rammed. Yeah, Meghan and Harry, now, if they really wanted to be controversial, and I don't like to put ideas in their little pea brains, but if they could visit Gibraltar, for example. Now, Gibraltar is British, and Our Late Majesty came to visit it, I think, in 1957. She was very new as Queen then, and there's a right almighty kick-off from the Spanish, because the Spanish are claiming the rock is theirs. Well, we won it, I'm sorry, but we won it fair and square in a war 300 odd years ago. You know, it's ridiculous, them claiming it. It's a bit like if the UK were going to try and claim America. But, you know, America won its independence fair and square. Round about the same time, actually. There was a lot going on. I mean, originally it was the Moors, Moroccan, and they had it for a few hundred years, and then the Spanish won it off them fair and square. I don't know how the British took it. I think they took it with the Dutch. It must have been quite difficult because it's a fortress. I mean, just look at it. Oh, this is noisy. Bloody coaches are arriving. I'll get stuck behind a line of TUIs, you'll see, at the border. I mean, along that rock, the fascia, I don't know if you can see from here, there's a load of little dots. They're windows, right halfway up. They're the Great Siege tunnels. And they excavated them and they'd fire cannons out at anyone who came near, you know, on this approach. So yeah, Meghan and Harry, if they wanted to be really controversial, they could visit the rock. Because generally speaking, members of the royal family, it causes an enormous doodah with the Spanish. They probably don't even know where Gibraltar is, least of all Harry. We do get the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh come here. They've been here at least twice, if not more. And that's not been without kick-offs from the Spanish. Last time they came, they had to turn the plane back. I think they went all the way back to Heathrow or wherever, landed. It's a British Airways. I think they had to say they'd got off the plane, and then the Spanish calmed down, but they were still on the plane and they arrived. So Can you imagine that, Meghan and Harry in Main Street? I don't know what the locals think of them. I would imagine not impressed, just a guess, because most people in Gibraltar are monarchists, adored the late Queen. So no, they probably won't come here. Oh, good grief. There's a lot of coaches, so I'm going to hurry up and try and get in, because they all have to get off the coach and walk through, then they get back on the coach the other side. Now, it's all right if they're German, French, Spanish, they'll fly straight through, but if it's a coach full of Brits, they've all got to be scanned and have their passports stamped. I don't, because I'm Spanish as far as the border's concerned, but it can take a while, poor things. Right, queue's building up a bit here now. See, a lot of these coaches have come from very, very far away, places like Almanhaca, some from Portugal. Takes them, they can sit on that coach for 4 hours just to come and spend a couple of hours shopping in Gibraltar. It's phenomenally popular with that sort of thing. And they go up and see the monkeys. Don't know if all of you are aware, we've got monkeys here. Well, apes. Silveranus macaque, or macaque silveranus. Something like that. Right. I'm going to concentrate now. Look at this queue. While we're waiting, carry on the chat. Some people, the locals who work here, live here like me, they go to the front, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I find that to be quite rude. I think it's something British about me, so I queue up with everybody else to get through. Oh, I hope you can hear me through this this wind again. Oh, we're moving. And this is not a bad queue. And this is normal. Most people who live this side of the border have to go through this a big queue all the time. Looks like it's going to get lined up quite soon, so might as well film this bit. Oh, there's it. There it is. It's probably just landed, British Airways. And it is hot, hot, hot here. That's the control tower. That'll park up. They're pretty quick, the commercials. Once they've landed, I've timed them. They take about 2 minutes, 2 seconds from the end of the runway to taxi back. So unless we're due another movement, this should open up soon. Oh yeah, Green Man. There's no cars go across the runway. That van's going to Western Beach, probably to the bar, to deliver stock. Oh, it's quite windy here, hope you can hear me. Right, we're off the runway now. The theory is, if there are movements like 20 minutes or more apart, they open the runway so we can all cross. If they're very close together, they'll keep it shut. Sometimes you can have 3 or 4 aeroplanes taking off and landing, and when it's very, very hot here, you know, never mind the border queue, you've got to wait, obviously, to cross the runway. And a few years back, I don't know who it was, but they had someone in the tower, the ATC. I mean, if there was 2 planes an hour apart, they'd keep that bloody runway shut, which is completely unnecessary. And then the crowds built both sides of the runway, and when they do finally open it, there's a big flood. Believe it or not, that was not that busy. And then they meet in the middle. It's like a riot all in itself. They're taking all this down because no cars come across, so you know they made a deal. They've got a new SEPSA on the new road which goes around the end of the runway. So I'm going to use the petrol station because it's derelict, no one's using it. Now, which way shall we go? There's another red phone box coming up. Normally there's a crowd around this, you know. If they couldn't get their picture taken, or someone would want their picture taken at that one and this one and the one in Casemate, there goes the runway. Woo, 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 woo. It's going to shut. Or it's the yellow car just checking the runway. Oh. Right, which way shall we go? I think we'll go down Bayside. Goodness. There's perpetual construction going on. Just coming up to the dolphin safari. This road here, I used to tread this beast a lot, walking up and down selling tickets to people who want to see the dolphins. And this over here, those are the old schools where our kids went. All been levelled now for new development of some sort. And we're quite lucky because working at the dolphin safari, we don't actually have to go that far into Gibraltar. This is basically where we go. But a lot of people who commute, they've got to go a lot further in. Now if I was going to work, this would be my turning. Just down there. Yeah. Well, at least I like. There's a lot of construction going on all the time. Obviously it's a small place and they need flats and property and business accommodation and stuff like that. So they're constantly improving the place. But it is a small place. We're going to walk half the length of the country, pretty much. Okay, we have arrived at Casemates Square. There's central, lots of stuff happens here. There's lots of restaurants. And we're going to go up Main Street. And they have lots of events here. National Day, that kind of thing. So it's quite a long walk to get into the heart of Gibraltar from where we are. I mean, it's not bad. We're used to it. And sometimes at the Dolphins Ferry we have to go all the way to the coach park to meet people to show them where the Marina Bay is. This here is Roy's Fish and Chips, best fish and chips ever. I love Roy's and they're a lovely family that run it. Oh boy, now it's hot. Now I'm in Casemate. It feels incredibly hot. It's a bit of a sun trap. But Main Street will be more shaded, I hope. Another phone box coming up. Letterbox. That's where we're going. We're going letterbox, post office. Eventually, that's the ultimate destination. Here, look at this phone box. I tell you what, I'm looking at that sea of heads up Main Street and thinking, shall I go that way or Irish Town? Because you know me and crowds. I think I'm going to try Irish Town, which can be even worse, but let's give it a go. The thing with Main Street I've noticed over the years is a lot of people walk backwards out of shops while they're saying goodbye to someone in the shop, and they tread on you because they're not looking where they're going. So yeah, let's try Irish Town. Irish Town is just a street. Oh, I'm going to find somewhere quiet, if there is such a place, here in Gib, and continue the chat. In fact, I might go around the city walls, which I don't know if that's going to be quieter or not. No. Oh my God, Irish Town looks worse than Main Street. Oh well, here we go. That wasn't quite as bad as I'd hoped. I mean, I'd feared. I don't know about anyone else, but my first school I went to, they were very, very strict. They used to say single file, and if you've got to stop to do your shoelaces up or you're going to stop at all, step to the side. And people these days don't do that. They just stop in the middle of the pavement. A whole group of them. Well, maybe it's just me. It probably is just me. But I'm always like, oh, I mustn't be in the way. When I'm at the checkout, I've got to be quick, get out of the way quick. I don't like to hold anybody up. Oh, we're nearly at John Mackintosh Square now. This is the old police station and courthouse here.
See, 1146,
Going back a few years there. Right, I want to pop into Gib Telecom and then go to the post office. That was easy. This is for my ditzy daughter. She didn't top her Gibtel a Gibtel SIM card up, so then they locked them. You don't top them up every 6 months. Fair enough, I think. But who's the mug who's got to walk in and get a new SIM card because the e-card they sent her doesn't work? Anyway, this is nice and shaded. This is John Mackintosh Square. That's the Parliament, City Hall. And yeah, this is nice and shaded. So yeah, if Harry and Meghan really wanted to, cause controversy, they could come here. They won't come here though, will they? I see Wally's got this theory that there are various vacancies for United States ambassadors. This is quite a noisy place to be actually, isn't it? I think I better find somewhere else. I've got to go post office next, which is on Main Street, so I won't do that. I used to work here. The smell takes me right back. In fact, I think, I don't know if we can film through there. Can we just film these steps? This is quite normal. Gibraltar's covered in places like this. This is public access. Look at that. Fabulous, isn't it? And then they've got modern bits they've put with it. Oh, this is better, although bleeding hot, I'll wager. Or I might go downstairs through the bowling centre and to the park. Or I think I can get out the other end now. Oh, they've covered all that up. Oh, that's new. It's like kiddies' play area, so I won't go through there. That'll be chaos, won't it? Oh, this used to be the ice rink. Yes, I know, an ice rink in a hot country like this. I used to work here in the bowling centre downstairs, and the ice rink would melt occasionally and drip all over the bowling alleys. So they got rid of it in the end. I think it was too expensive.
That's where I want to be.
Bloody hell, it's hot here. Just give that lady a chance to get down the stairs. And they've got this lovely pond here with, I think they're koi fish, I don't know what they are, they're very, very big. We did a Meghan Markle parody in this park a year or two back.
Maddie, look forward, Maddie, Maddie. She's so clumsy.
Oh, it's really busy here as well. Of course, it's school holidays, isn't it? Oh my goodness. And all the benches are taken, and this is, you know, this is nowhere near where I'm supposed to be going. Right, I'll try here. Not so much traffic, it's cool. Oh, right. Oh, and I can give you a bit of a better backdrop than you can see the gardens. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Wally's theory. There are vacancies for US ambassadors that somebody sent her. And it's actually quite a plausible theory that she's got, that Meghan Markle has ambitions to be a United States ambassador for Colombia, because then she'd get the IPP, she'd get a chauffeur-driven car and all that. Yeah, I can see the sense in that. The only fly in the ointment I can see is that ambassadors are, well, they're part of the diplomatic corps, aren't they? And I'm not sure Meghan Markle is cut out for the diplomatic corps. In fact, she's the type of person who can start a war. So I don't know if that, you know, she probably does have ambitions of that, but whether she will actually achieve that goal, I don't know. But I mean, it shows, I suppose it shows a bit of ingenuity to think like that. I'm going to go over here. It's like Piccadilly Circus down here today. Look at this. These are lovely. Look at that. Bird of paradise. Now, I repotted my birds of paradise and they've still got the knock with me. Mine won't flower like that. And I put them in gigantic pots. Oh yes, I'll go over here. There's a bit of shade. It's not as hot as it was the other week, but it is hot. Trevor's in Morocco. Oh my God. It's really baking there. I spoke to him this morning. Boiling up. Here's the little pond. And they've got fish in there. I'll try and get some shots of the fish. So yeah, and then I see they've lost yet another member of staff, Kel Surprise, you know. It's all the time, isn't it, with those two? Or is it they couldn't afford to pay him? And I noticed a load of leaks came out like a couple of weeks before this guy left. And I can't remember where I saw them. They were saying, our source in Montecito says this, our source in Montecito says that. And I'm wondering if it was this guy and he was fed up with them, you know, towards the end of their relationship. Oh, that's a nice place to sit. Oh, that'll do. See, they created this park, which is lovely, because for people who live in Gibraltar, it's just nice to have a bit of grass. Do you know what I mean? It's really, really nice. Right. I'm throwing you all over the place now. And I'll get the wind behind. Oh, that's better. That's much better. Who's trying to call me? Oh. Phone calls, traffic, people everywhere. Oh, it's nice and quiet here. Right, so, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, they've lost another member of staff. Well, I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. Or is it that they can't pay the wages? I mean, it's just going from bad to worse. Now, a lot of you had said on the last video that I did about the Colombia tour that it had been cancelled. Now, I haven't seen where that is or where you guys got that from, but I haven't seen anything here in Spain or Gibraltar to say that the tour has been cancelled. And as far as I know, they're going to turn up tomorrow. So I'd love it if you could tell me in the comments where you guys heard that, because, you know, perhaps it has been cancelled. I've no idea, but as far as I know, it's still going ahead. It just goes to show, doesn't it? You've got to be so careful what you read on the internet, and is that true? Is that factual? You've got to feel your way around it. I find a really good practice is to consider that everything I see on the internet is bollocks, and they have to prove to me that it's true. Do you know what I mean? There's no other way to do it. I mean, look at this lady who's been arrested. I won't name her or anything, but there's this millionairess who's been arrested because apparently she was the person who started the Ali tweet, which kicked off the riots in Southport, etc., etc. Well, I mean, she's a millionairess, so she'll have fancy lawyers, but I would imagine they're going to throw the book at her, because it's not just innocent people who had their cars set fire to and shops looted and stuff. There's also all the people who've been sent to prison I bet they're not going to be very happy with her. They're going to think, well, I went out on a limb because of what you tweeted. And their family members who are going to go without their family for Christmas, they're not going to be very happy with her. And the police certainly aren't going to be very happy with her. So, I mean, you know, all from one tweet. You've got to be so careful what you read and write these days. Oh. People coming, so I'll move along, and people coming from the other end as well. Right, so I was talking about... I can't fucking remember. This is why I do a lot of filming in Spain. It's just... I prefer to do my video. I'm going to do my videos at home from now on, but I thought you'd like to see a bit of this. I'll try and get a bit of footage of the fish. Right, so here we are on the bridge. And they'll come over. You're not allowed to feed them, but I think people do. Here comes one of them. There's a massive one, I think, going to come over as well. These fish are gorgeous. Just gorgeous. That's a little one. Come on, fishies. Cool, he's being slow. Come on, fish. Yeah, hello, hello. They want to be fed. Try not to drop my phone in the water. Look at that. And people touch them. I mean, it's not allowed, but people do. I think people have even nicked them. They weren't this big when they first got them. There's a massive gold one coming. He's a big one. So I'm going to try just walking and talking. I can't believe that. People phone. No one ever phones me up. I don't have data. I don't have Wi-Fi when I'm out and about. If someone wants to ring me, they've actually got to ring a mobile number. And no one ever does, except today when I'm filming. And it was Graham requesting fish and chips while I'm in Gib. And so I'll be going to Roy's Fish and Chips in a bit. We used to bring the kids down here to this little park across the road all the time. Now, which way shall I go? Well, let's go Main Street. Let's bite the bullet. Cars stop at pedestrian crossings here because it's British. Yeah, we used to take kids to that little park all the time when they were little. I'm going to go past the museum to avoid the crowds. The museum here is fantastic. I'm not a museum person, but it's a particularly good one because it's nice and easy to understand. Loads of visuals. And this area here is quite Jewish. There's a couple of synagogues. Behind me, I think, is the, I'm not sure if that's Anglican or Catholic cathedral. And there's another cathedral up here on Main Street. I think that one might be the Catholic one. All very close to each other. Oh. And I'll see if I can film down Main Street, and then you'll see what I mean. It's incredibly busy. And they all think I'm filming them. They don't realise the camera's this way around. They're all like dead serious as I'm approaching. Oh, that's new. Yeah, look, that's a cathedral. I don't know if that's the Catholic one or Anglican. I think this one's Catholic. Right, here we go. Marks and Spencer's. I feel like a tourist doing this. And I mustn't forget to stop at the post office and post this new SIM card to our ditzy daughter. I tell you, I'm not doing this again. she lets this one expire. Okay, here we go.
That's not coming through us. It's not coming through us.
Well, that was an almighty hoo-ha, as it always is, because when you send things from Gibraltar, you've got to fill in a customs declaration form at the computer every time, and then it's just, thank God there isn't a queue in there these days. Nobody uses the post office much these days. But like, if we receive parcels this side of the border, that can take 2.5 hours to go and collect. The walk in and then the queue, because that's a different place. Anyway, right. I'm going to try and talk to you and navigate. It's like a computer game, this, how to get down Main Street without getting run over by a mobility scooter or TUI tourists, or if an ocean liner lands with, sometimes you get 2-3 ocean liners, maybe 7,000-8,000 people dumped on the rock, and then it's really packed, really rammed until they go away. Right, what was I talking about? I bought myself a couple of really nice saws. I know that's going to sound like a weird thing to say, and I'm going to saw the boat up this afternoon. So yes, I expect them to still do the Colombian thing. I think they would have said by now if they weren't going to do it. And I will be interested in this one after all, I think, because I think this one's going to be different to the Nigerian thing. I think there's got to be some purpose. Wally, and the person who contacted her, yes, I can see they're desperate for that IPP, aren't they? Desperate for it. I often wonder, these people who have IPP, not to mention if you're an ambassador, you'd have diplomatic bags, you could have anything you like in them. No one's allowed to search them, are they? This IPP thing, I often think they want that, because I think, how did they track down, say, someone who comments on YouTube or Twitter? How did they find out their real name and address? How do they dig up dirt on a lot of the YouTubers? You know, perhaps I've got a suspicious mind, but I do wonder if people with IPP have access to that type of data and are trusted with it. I don't know. I've got to get the fish and chips next, and then I've just got to get back to Spain. I'm quite a claustrophobic person, and obviously it's very small by its nature. Gibraltar is a very small place. It's a very lovely place to visit, but it is small, and Main Street and Casemates are extremely busy. And I've got to get Rene's as well while I'm in here. And there's a few other things. I was given a list. I've forgotten half the stuff on the list. Right, that took a while. Whew. Oddly enough, it's a lot cooler in the fish and chip shop than it is outside. So, right, the battle begins to get back to Spain and hopefully get the fish and chips across the border, because sometimes they can be funny about food. Guardia Civil might confiscate it. It's a Brexit thing. Right, okay, I'll use this tunnel. I think I'm quite an impatient person. I'm like, get out the fucking way! And I get more stressed the longer I'm on Main Street, but we've escaped Main Street now. Bit clearer here now. I was looking up our royal family's connection to the Spanish royal family, and it's a lot closer than I thought. I really don't like noisy motorbikes. It's not much I do like, is there? Yeah, apparently King Alfonso the 13th, I think he was the 13th, he was deposed, but he married Queen Victoria's granddaughter. And I never knew this before, that one of Queen Victoria's daughters was called Beatrice and her daughter was called Eugenie. So that's obviously what inspired the Yorks for their girls' names. So it's not that long ago. Our current king, we've sort of got two in Spain, we've got King Felipe and his dad Juan Carlos, of course. So Alfonso the 13th would have been Juan Carlos's grandfather. So it's not that long ago. I remember Theresa May when King Felipe and Queen Letizia came to the UK for a state visit. Theresa May showed them the marriage certificate of Henry VIII to Catherine of Aragon, and I thought, how insulting is that? I mean, talk about a sore point. She might as well have got some holiday slides out of the Rock of Gibraltar. You know, how insensitive, because obviously Catherine of Aragon, the Spanish princess, wasn't very happy with Henry VIII. She didn't recognise any of his subsequent wives because she was Catholic and did not recognise divorce. What a thing to show King Felipe. And King Felipe, there's the famous footage of Charles, Diana, William and Harry. And there's a very, very young Felipe, very handsome, our king in Spain. So is King Juan Carlos, actually. And Queen Sofia, very, very glamorous. So yeah, they're quite closely connected. So that brings me back, you know, to people visiting the Rock. I mean, I'm not aware. Just a minute. It's alright, I'll step in the road. Fucking hell. I mean, takes me back to when I was at school. Step to the side. Pardon me, excuse me. It's non-existent these days, isn't it? It's not younger people necessarily. We're older people. I think what we were raised by wolves. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I'm not aware of any of the Spanish monarchs visiting La Linea. I'd love to see. I've seen them visit Algeciras on the other side of the bay. King Felipe went down there recently with, I think, the King of the Netherlands. I think they were over in Algeciras not long ago. Algeciras. And I saw a Daily Mail article yesterday about a young lad who's the son of the Crown Princess of Norway, I think. And they say he's been arrested and charged with assaulting some woman. Well, I read it deep into that Daily Mail article. That's about as deep as my research goes. You know, I've really scrutinised the Daily Mail. And it seems to me, I mean, I don't know, but it seems to me that The girl who's made the allegation is an ex-girlfriend of his. This happened apparently, allegedly, a long time ago, and she's only just decided to come forward and break her silence as he's gotten himself a new girlfriend. Call me cynical. I mean, like I say, my starting point is everything is bullshit. Let's start there. Let them prove to me that it's true. It's nice to have someone to talk to on the way home. Carrying Graham's fish and chips. Graham did the long walk into Gib yesterday. Went in to get a scan, you know, one of these standard checking up on him. He did a long walk and he had to go to the post office to go and collect a parcel, which is even further, and all the way back. He did very well. It was a lot hotter yesterday. I mean, it literally is. I'm going to film this. It's like, keep to the fucking side. Is it that difficult? Oh, it must be sports day. Just seen one of those medals. They've been handing the same medals out for years. Participation medals. Nothing as illustrious as Harry's sky god. Oh, here we go. I mean, when we went to Monaco a few years ago, I distinctly remember saying to the kids, me and Graham saying to the kids, you know, if you want to stop, step to the side. And they did, they were very good, and I don't recall us getting in anybody's way, you know, walking 6 abreast, linked arms down the middle of Main Street, like a human wall. Oh, I'm going to use a petrol station. No one else is using it. I might delete all this footage when I get back. What an effort. And it gets harder as you get older. It's like someone in the passport agency will say, oh, just pop up. Oh, just pop up. Just pop in. Passport agency's even further than we've just been. Runway looks packed. Right, so Rene's are out of the question. They've only got spearmint and peppermint flavour, and Graham fucking hates mint flavour. Fucking hates it, he won't touch it. And the only other one they've got is Gaviscon, which is sky high rocket price. And then they get to the checkouts, there's a load of people with not just one ram full trolley, but 2 fucking trolleys. I mean, what is a nuclear war coming? Are they all going to die? They've got to get that much food at every fucking checkout. So I was, fuck this shit. Just dumped the Rene's, Gaviscon I think it's called. Just dumped it. Sorry, Graham. You'll have to go to the chemist in Spain. And I'm now looking at yet another crowd just to get out of the country. Here we go. And then there'll be a row at the border, you'll see.
Starting to build for the cars getting out of Gibraltar. That'll build quite quickly actually. Into a nightmare 6-lane queue.
There we go, coming out. That wasn't too bad actually, that was really quiet. It'll get busier at about 3:30 when all the day trippers want to go home. Chaos then. It's just an extremely busy place, extremely in demand, with a bit of a political dispute. Quite a severe border. But it's, oh boy, it's lovely to be back this side. I love Gib, but I just feel so claustrophobic, even in Commonwealth Park with the fish. I just feel I need to be in Spain, I need the space. I think this is going to be quite a long video, isn't it? Oh, and I suppose by the time I get back, I don't know what time it is now because I haven't got a watch. I suppose it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:30. The day's gone really, isn't it? All because my daughter forgot to top her Gib Telecom SIM card up. I've got to waste the whole morning doing that. Hope you're watching, Faith. And Graham wants fish and chips, which I hope don't give him indigestion. So, I mean, there's just no way I was going to queue there for another hour and a half while all these people with trolleys. I mean, it's pure gluttony, I think, to have 2 trolleys jam-packed with food, loads of tins. I mean, how much shopping does somebody need? My God, what are they feeding an army? It's like at Christmas. You know, the shops close for a couple of days over Christmas. How many people go shopping at Christmas? Two shopping trolleys. Like Armageddon's coming. It's like, for goodness sake, get it in proportion. Makes me wonder how much of it goes in the bin. Oh, there's a big queue built for the cars now. I was going to ask Graham for a lift back, but then I thought, I bet there's a queue for the cars, and then it'd be a nightmare for him to get the car out of the marina just to come and pick me up here. And then we've got to drive half a mile down the road to get past the queue to get into our slip lane for the marina. I mean, where's a lockdown when you need one, eh? It was like a ghost town round here. Nothing was going in and nothing was coming out. And I often wonder, where the hell are all these people going? I mean, it's the middle of the day. It's not rush hour. Where are they going? Just driving around senselessly? Or are they going into Gib because the petrol's just ever so fractionally cheaper than Spain? I mean, we don't. We fill up this side of the border. I can't be arsed with that. Go through all that to save a £5. No chance. I tell you what, I'd buy my fags this side of the border if they sold them, but they don't. This town's different. If we were in Marbella, Fuengirola, Torremolinos, Portugal, anywhere else, I'd be able to get Super King menthol. You can get any brand of cigarette you want, but not this town. This town, it's like hardcore American blend, strongest cigarette you can imagine. It's like smoking 10 fags at once. That's all you can get in this town. I'd rather not smoke. So obviously I'll go into Gib for fags, but I get a few packets while I'm in there. Lovely breeze. Santa Barbara car park. Car parkles. I think she'll do any car park pack walks while she's in Colombia. I bet she will, you know. I hope all these people have got air conditioning in their car. Poor things. I'll get back and the wind will be so strong you can't hear anything that I've said the whole time. Classic. Oh, I'm going to walk round to the boatyard later today probably, or tomorrow, and I'm going to look into this jet ski hire thing they've got going on around there and find out what the score is, probably tomorrow morning, because here in Spain, Faith, as you know, because you're Spanish, Faith, we have siesta. Everything shuts at 2 o'clock. So by the time I've got his fish and chips back, yeah, so I'll go tomorrow morning. I mean, it kind of writes the whole day off. And the ones that open at 5 o'clock, they only open for an hour or two. Bloody siesta. Oh. Yeah, so we might go out. I'm not going out on a windy day like this, but we might go out, see the dolphins. I was thinking of getting one of those little pouches so I could have the cat. Let's see if the cat wants to go jet ski. Meow. Doubt it. Cat and water. I was filling the water on the boat the other day. We've got a hose. We blocked off the water inlet because we had squatters and they flooded it, half sank the boat. So a hose comes in and it goes into a special place. Anyway, I bought a new hose. Luckily the cat was in the kitchen and the water's filled in the back cabin where we sleep. Anyway, the hose was so brand new with the water pressure was really good on the new hose. It worked its way out and it was firing all over the bedroom like a snake. And the cat was in the kitchen looking, going, oh my God, water all over the boat. Managed to get that under control. Oh my God, life's never easy, is it? So yeah, I'll go and check out the jet ski place. I'm going to be doing a lot more work on the boat now because August is not quite so hot now. September's coming and it's a good month to work with products like resin. It's a great month to get DIY done on the boat because the temperature's good. If I've got the energy. I don't know, we'll see. This is what I've been waiting for. And it says the ice maker making loads of noise. I love this guy. Look at that. Oh, and the cat. Oh, I've got to get it right. Oh, fuck. Portion would be enough. Cheers.
Cheers, darling.
Oh, it's so hot. Don't even ask about your indigestion stuff.
Okay. It's not important.
I know. It's like the third time I've tried.
I know. I was walked past Eroski and I did think about it yesterday, but I was too fucking knackered.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Fuck it.
I mean, that's very much the essence, oh, thank you, of my video today, is to show people it might be just there, but it's not just that easy, is it? It's quite exhausting, the whole process. No, I was going to Eroski and they're like people with 2 trolleys rammed with food. I'm asking myself, is this because they think Iran is about to strike Israel and nuclear war is about to break out? And I've got like 2 items. How often when we go to Aldi do we say "Quiere primera" to the people who've only got a couple of things behind us? You want to go for, oh, not in Eroski, no, fuck you. I'm going to be fucking ages. And they're people of a certain age I would expect better manners of. It's unbelievable. It's like they're raised by wolves. Anyway, that's my moan. Oh, we're back. Right.
Hello, darling. Welcome back.
So there you go. Fish and chips. That's...
Yes. You want more chips there?
No, I'm great. I'm going to make a chip butty.
One portion is more than enough for 2 of us.
It is. It's fabulous, Roy's.
If you ever go to Gibraltar, you must go to Roy's Fish and Chips. If you're British and you like that sort of thing.
And if you're not British, it's a British thing, isn't it? Fish and chips. Bloody
Somebody
marvellous.
told me it was a Jewish thing, actually.
Yes.
Fish and chips.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Your mother...
Originally.
Yeah, your mother had a recipe book of Hebrew dishes, and that was a big thing. Fish and chips, fish on a Friday. That's what it said in the book.
Never knew that. There you go.
Right, let's get tucked in. Thank you all very much for listening to my moans, whinges, theories, and over to you, Graham. What is it?
Oh, Trevor's uploaded a video. Apparently he's in Morocco.
Yeah, I know, I've already mentioned that, but
And
he's boiling his up. Well, I know
he's just released a video about a couple of hours ago. So be sure to check him
I
out.
spoke to him this morning and he said, I said, is it hot there? He's like, is it hot here? Oh, it's even worse than here. Right,
I said to him, you should have come to Gibraltar, mate. You can see Morocco from here, and you could wave to them from the pub
It's not quite
while
the
you're
same,
eating
is it?
fish and chips. And say, look, there's Morocco.
Can't get a camel ride that way though, can you?
Can't get a camel ride in Gibraltar, no.
They should have camels, shouldn't they?
I don't know.
Apparently it's £2 a go to sit on the back of a camel.
Should have them in Spain. You could
Anyway,
make
right,
coffee.
that's it. I'm going to eat food and it would be incredibly rude to do that on film.